Today I'm going to make a skirt steak sandwich, and the reason I'm making a skirt steak sandwich is because recently they had some pieces of skirt steak marked down, so I got them. Normally the skirt steak would be about this, the entire thing would be about this long, maybe. It's a really flavorful steak. If you cook it right and cut it right, it's really tender and really flavorful. This is the best example here, I think. You can see these lines in the meat, the way the muscle fibers are going. That'll be this way throughout the entire skirt steak. Sometimes, like this piece here, this would have been the end and it would have gone on this way. The muscle fibers are a bit of an angle. And that's okay. You just have to watch it when you cut it to make sure, like for instance this one, when you slice it for a sandwich, you want to slice it across the lines, across the grain. I'm going to season them with a little bit of Montreal steak seasoning. It's a very common seasoning you can get just about anywhere. This is the seasoning I'm using. These are pretty large granules, so I just put it in my little spice grinder, and it grinds it in a smaller size granule. It's just personal preference for me right now. I'm going to set this aside for a few minutes and let them marinate in the spices. I'm going to do the back side of them too. This is the bread I'm going to use to make the sandwich. It's kind of a rustic Italian style, really hearty loaf. It's not a French bread. It's too dense, too heavy to be a French roll. But French rolls or baguettes work really nice too. Whatever kind of a roll or bread you like best is fine. I'm just going to use a little extra virgin olive oil on here. Well, this roll is looking to be grilled up really nice. So I'll take it off and put the meat on. By the way, I've got this griddle set at about 375. I want it to be really, really hot for this meat. I want it to get a really good sear. So it needs to be really hot. As you can see, it's only going to take a few minutes to cook. See how the moisture's coming to the surface there? And it's starting to shrink. You can see the sides, the edges were starting to shrink. It's ready to turn over. Be a couple, 3 more minutes and it'll be done. Well, it's ready. It's probably only been maybe 5 minutes or so, and it's ready to come off. Use a really, really high heat, at least 350, 400, even 500 degrees. You can do this on your outdoor grill as well. Just really high heat to sear it and get a lot of good flavor going with it. So I'm just going to take it off. I'll let it cool down. I'll let it cool down for a few minutes before I slice it. Give me a chance to get the roll and everything else ready to go. Sandwich, I want to slice it the other way, and I'm going to lay the knife over at a sharp angle and try to cut some really, really thin slices. I'm out of practice, and I don't do as good as I used to, but I might be able to do all right with it. You can see a little better now the lines of the meat going across this direction. I like to lay the knife over at a pretty sharp angle and slice them. Make the slices as thin as I can. actually putting the sandwich together, it's up to you to decide how you want to make it and what you want to put on it. With a skirt steak, I like to use, or with any beef, I like to use a little bit of this Worcestershire sauce. It works really, really well. It's a good flavor with beef, or chicken or pork, but really, especially with beef. I like to just sprinkle a little bit on the bread itself, a little on the top. I like to put it on first because it will start to soak into the bread after a little bit. And again, it's up to you if you want to use any mayonnaise or whipped dressing or whatever. It's all up to you. I'm just going to use a little bit of the whipped dressing here. Doesn't need a lot. It's like the Miracle Whip brand. And I'm also going to use a little bit of a hot sauce, a sriracha style hot sauce. I've got some Monterey Jack cheese here. It goes pretty nice with beef. And then from there, just layer the meat onto your sandwiches. And I like to put some lettuce on mine. This is some romaine lettuce, whatever you happen to like. And a few tomato slices. There we go. There we go. It's a bit of a close-up for you. Definitely give this a try. If you like beef, you will love the skirt steak sandwich. If you like sandwiches, you will love the skirt steak sandwich. If you never had it, the skirt steak can be kind of hard to find in stores. But if you can't find it, ask the butcher. They might at least be able to let you know whether they will ever carry it or not. But definitely try it. It's a good cook and gobble good thing to eat. We'll see you next time on Cook and Gobble videos.